I'd like to invite Itzi Kempinski from PERIPHEREX.
PERIPHEREX, Revolutionizing Visual Field. Everyone knows the importance, especially in this room, of glaucoma. On the one hand, it's the leading cause for irreversible blindness, but at the same time, 50% in the US don't even know they have it. And even those who do, the way testing works today, they don't really know if they're progressing. They come only once, maybe twice a year to do a visual field test. It takes a long time to actually see if they are progressing or not. It's very subjective. And we, like in many other things, we rely on something that's been around for a long time, the classic visual field test from 1986. There's been small improvements here and there, but at the end of the day, we're still doing the same thing, telling a patient to sit for a long time, stare at a dot, and we're talking not about young patients, about patients that this is a challenge. Even for young patients, it's a challenge, but to sit there and click a button for 10, 20 minutes sometimes, doing both eyes. It's very slow. The patients don't like it. You know, it requires a technician there all the time. You know, doctors, patients many times come in, they want to do both one day. They want to see the doctor and do the visual field test. It's always a problem. There's a line waiting for the visual field test, a line waiting. It's very old, outdated. That's where PERIPHEREX comes in, going to the extreme of that, taking visual field all the way to the home. In your home, on your computer, without any special device, just your home computer. We use advanced eye tracking technology that runs as a software solution on the website. You just get a link from the doctor, you go to the website, and you do the test. Very, very simple test. I'll show you an example in just a minute. Very intuitive. Anyone can do it at any age. It's accessible anywhere. It can be done in the clinic. It can be done at home. And at the same time, because the use of eye tracking technology, which even in the visual field Humphrey test, you don't really fully use, because of the use of eye tracking, you're able to get also accurate data, not only more frequent data. Here's the test. Look at the blue dot. And notice the dots that flash. Now, all of you in the room, if you think about it, what you all did is when the dot flashed on the side, even though I told you to look at the blue dot, you all looked at the flashing dot. It's the most natural thing to do. But we tell patients, no, don't look at the dot. Stay focused on the center and just click a button, which is very, very hard, very unnatural, and strains the eyes. Now do that for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. What we did is the exact opposite. Do what you would naturally do. If the light flashes, look at it. And as you saw, when you look at it, the new center point, the blue dot moves to that location. Now, if you didn't see the dot, what's going to happen? You're not going to look at it because you didn't see it. So we allow the patient to just naturally sit in front of their computer, just watch the dots that flash on the screen, and to get an accurate visual field based on that. Also, thanks to the fact that we're moving the center point, we're able to utilize a much larger space than the screen itself, because sometimes the center point is on the bottom and you have the visual field to the top. Sometimes the center point is at the top, etc. So we're getting a full visual field much larger than the screen. We extend it to think of 4 screens tied together. And we get really a full visual field. This is all done from home on your own without any support, and it's been done by many patients successfully. early detection, and we said most of the people are doing 1, maybe 2 tests. It's been shown in research, even without using PERIPHEREX, even with just using a simple system, which wasn't accurate, which was 63% accuracy in terms of the results, they were still able to achieve the ability to detect progression within a few months instead of a few years. This is with 63% accuracy. With the eye tracking, we get much more. In our clinical trials, with 190 tests that were done, we were able to detect, and the trial was basically comparing a Humphrey visual field that was done in the same time period and our system, which was done, almost all the tests were done at home. We're talking about elderly patients who got a link from the doctor and just sat at home and did the test multiple times. Sometimes some did every day or every few days. And we're talking about 96% sensitivity and 79% specificity. And actually the technology has even improved even further since the last trial. Here are a few samples. You can see the comparison between the Humphrey and the PERIPHEREX visual field. More frequent testing means a few things. First of all, obviously, you're getting more data and easy. It's easy for the patient. It just takes a few minutes. You're getting a lot more data, and more data means that A, you have better care. B, you don't actually have to have the patient come in for every single time. You just bring in the patients that you actually need, the ones you want to, the ones who need extra care, the ones who need an intervention. The other ones you can see from home. They don't actually have to even come in to the office. And of course, when you're having more frequent data, and that's the next stage, you also get more data which can be analyzed and future things you could do further with the data. So it's reducing the cost to the doctor. It's making it simpler and easier and accessible to patients. And also you're getting better data all over and much quicker detection. Skip this. So benefits for the patient, as we said, and for the provider. Just quickly, our milestones. We've completed registration for Class 1 exempt, the FDA, and we're basically ramping up for a commercial launch. We're starting with several KOLs in the US, and we'll be rolling out later this year. Very strong.
You're 2 minutes over.
Oh, okay. So we'll end here. Very strong team. Professor Goldberg, the chair of ophthalmology at Stanford, strong CEO, many years management in Alcon. Where's Yaakov from BioLight, chairman of our board, and Mark Blumenkranz, a long-time innovator and leader in the space. That's all. Thank you.